It's the start of September in my UK garden. The weather is starting to turn. We've had rain, which has been so welcomed. And this week I've been trimming, pruning, and planting to keep things looking fresh. Let's take a look at some of the gardening jobs I've been up to. Welcome back to the Black Thumb Gardener, where I'm sharing my beginner gardening journey with you. Because it rained a fair bit the past few days, I decided to plant up and move some perennials I've had for a few months. This is a lovely blue-green evergreen shrub. It's a Juniperus squamata called Blue Star. It stays really small. It gets to about 50 centimeters high and wide. It's really slow growing. It's meant to do well in both sun and part shade, but it's been here for about 4 years now and it's never really thrived. So I'm going to move it. I'm thinking it will go well in the terrace edge border. There are some really nice evergreen colours here. I actually prefer evergreens in this bed because it's so close to our house. We see them all year long. We've got the Spirea Golden Princess, whose leaves turn a bright yellow in the summer and it gives these bright pink flowers. Then there's the beautiful Hacanacloa aureola, which is variegated. I really love this grass. And then there's the white dusty miller. It just looks good all year long for me, and it's so low maintenance. And I think it's just a really stunning plant. It's really unusual, and I think that the blue will look really great here. I also decided to plant up some perennials that I've had for quite a few months. I have two hydrangea macrophyllus and two purple phlox paniculatas. This border is lacking some summer colour. It really only has interest in the springtime with peonies and rhododendrons. So I'm hoping that these two perennials will provide a bit of colour and some interest for next year. And this is a tricky bed. It's shady, but it does get a bit of sun through the trees. The shady plants that I've put here have really hated it. I had a still be here and they just fried to a crisp every summer. And it's not really sunny enough to have many perennials. I don't think that the peonies get enough sun here, and it feels like the rhododendrons are starting to get a bit leggy. So most things I try here just end up getting moved out, but hopefully the hydrangea and the phlox will do well. We will see. On to general tidy up. I always keep my roses pruned so that they stay healthy and that they flower well. I cut back to 5 leaves and I try to choose those outward facing buds to help shape the plant. I also snipped the faded stems of the lavender and afterwards I tied them into a bundle to dry, and they'll be really good for keeping the moths out of the drawers. And I cut back the Alchemilla mollis, whose leaves were starting to look a bit tired. If you look inside, there's just so much new growth. I could just take that all right back, but couldn't be bothered, to be honest. The front of my house has only one small border that has a euonymus and a cotoneaster hedge, and the other side doesn't have anything. And for years, I've been trying to figure out how to soften the look without hardscaping or spending a fortune on planters. This spot is full sun, it's hot, it's dry, and I'm not diligent with watering it out here like I am in the back garden. And I have managed to grow Sedum angelina alongside the side of the house. There aren't any ventilation holes here, so it's okay to add a shallow layer of compost and soil. And I just dropped some cuttings of a sedum plant that I had, and it just really took off. And now this sedum angelina is evergreen, and the stems turn slightly yellowy orange in the summertime, and they send up these cute little yellow flowers. And it just surprises me that this does so well given how little attention it has. I'm slowly trying to get it to grow all the way along the side of the house, the front of the house. I've just taken a few tips off some of the existing plants, peeled the leaves from the bottom, and then just stuck them in. And then hopefully these will root and they will become full just like the rest. The hedge in the front garden has started to look a bit wild, so I gave it a trim to keep things tidy and encourage a bit of new growth. I have a variegated euonymus here, and the cotoneaster is just full of berries. And I also have a flowering quince under there, which is bearing fruit. Whilst I was doing this, I found a Clematis montana, has reseeded here from the plant that I had. It was growing there a couple of years ago, but the growth that it's had on it just this year has been unbelievable. It never did this well when it was in the pot. I'm a bit hesitant to prune it back too much because I really want to see it flower next year. Montana has a really pretty pale pink flower in the late spring, early summertime. So I'm going to go and get a trellis, hopefully, to grow this up the side of the house. So that's what I got up to at the weekend whilst the sun came out. I'd love to say that those small jobs have made a huge amount of difference, but honestly, I could spend hours gardening and still never really feel done. Let me know what jobs you've been doing in your garden this month, and if you found this helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more. I'll see you next time, friends.